I know you wanted to brush up on your comics. Here's something. The DC Visual History updated version. It's 2014. This was only $50.
It's a picture book though, the visual history?
The Visual History.
So I don't have to read.
Have I ever even opened it?
Oh, don't crack the binding. It's gonna be worthless. That looks like a lot of reading.
It's reading about reading.
Visual history, bro.
There's visual in there.
That's a big book. Do you think because you're like pretty knowledgeable across the board with superheroes and comic stuff in general, does that give you an advantage when you're buying in on like the DC and Marvel card breaks?
I know a lot about Marvel, DC, superheroes, comic books, but it doesn't necessarily help me in breaks. One, when it's a random wheel, I can't like do some Charles Xavier stuff and just like telepathically get into the mind of the wheel and decide what I'm gonna get. Everyone knows like the biggest characters. Your Superman, Batman, Jokers, Wolverine, Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like Hulk. Those are really big guys and they have really big cards. The only time I have an advantage on breaks is when I'm catching people sleeping, when I'm putting a low bid in and getting it really low. I've gotten spots that normally go for $50, $60 for $7, but I'm still buying in on these things. So if I'm gonna do it, I need to try to get a value or a bargain. Anyone can hit. Like there's so many different autos and parallels and numbered cars on, like I have the 25 of Absorption Man.
CJ likes sports and he's into sports, but he doesn't really follow. He's not a statistics. He doesn't know every guy on every team, but CJ is into Marvel. He's into DC. And so if we're gonna have the whole cards thing, the entire hobby come to him with all these new Marvel and DC products, I think he's in a good spot to at least be smart about his collection.
I still don't know the product well enough. Like, should I not get into the Skybox breaks anymore because they're not worth this much? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's hobby and what's not. Like, just because I remember the name Fleer or Skybox, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that, that's good. I used to have that as a kid.
The stuff when we were kids is junk, so if you remember it, it's probably junk. What's really disappointing is that they intentionally make this all confusing. And Topps and Panini, same companies that make the sports cards, are the companies that are gonna make all the non-sports cards, whether it's Marvel or V-Friends or Rolling Stones. So you're always gonna have to deal with the fact this pack of Donruss looks the exact same as that pack of Donruss, but one is $50 and one is $5. And you don't wanna be the guy that accidentally buys the $5 pack of Donruss
for $50.
No, you buy the $5 pack of Donruss for $20 and you think you just got a banging deal. And then a week later when you get it, you realize that's not the $50 pack, that's the $5 pack. CJ is to the point where he's feeling like he needs to take a break from breaks. And once you get to that point, you're hooked, you're in. Like it's too much.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
It's fun though, man.
It's really fun, but it's really expensive. I think it's been a week since I've gotten a break.
I've been just hanging out a little bit here and there. I win a giveaway and even that doesn't have me buying in. I guess maybe I'm learning a little self-control here, maybe.
The only way that's gonna be beneficial of knowing this stuff is with me and Andy combined, because he knows the product, I know the characters. If we can make some smart buys and resell them or repack them, we could probably do really well. I don't know if we're buying a hobby case of Marvel cards, shall we?
If we're gonna do our first break, let's just do Marvel cards. You're more knowledgeable about Marvel than I am about the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's Topps. I know all the parallels. Not all of them, but I got a good idea
What's
on
the
what
greens?
the cards are. I don't know, 25 I think, right?
No.
There's probably like 4 different greens. I don't know.
Blues.
I thought the blues were 99, so if you said the greens are 99, then I'm way off.
Well, my green, the Superior Spider-Man's a 99.
All right, I'm just saying, I love cards. I can get excited about anything. It's a good fit though. I'm gonna crunch the numbers. Pick your character. Leave a little wiggle room in there so we can wheel and deal and do package. You know, if someone wants to buy these 5 people together, we can give them a good deal on it. But I think we could price it out where at the absolute least, we're gonna make 20% on our money or something like that, and everyone's gonna be happy being in it.
With the new season, we're about to hit into 2025 with football. And they got all these different OTAs, training camps. Like, do you feel like there's certain rookies that are like underrated that you should buy in on now? I feel like you should just kind of get all rookies and hope for the best. Like, what do you think is the best strategy with rookies going into a new season and new product?
I think across the board with sports cards, you have these ups and downs with each market based on season just started, end of the season. You know, there's different factors. When it comes to the NFL, I think summertime is a good time to be ramping up and getting ready to make money once the season gets going in the fall. And I think if you can scoop up a lot of the highly hyped rookies, I mean, there's 6 rookie quarterbacks this year. If If you can get your hands on some of those guys now, kind of on the cheap, you might be able to sell that hype pretty nicely in just a couple of months when we're getting ready with training camp and fantasy drafts. The more these names are on our mind, the more that kind of generates the hype for us. So the sport automatically is generating the hype on each player. You just got to know how to capitalize on it.
What rookies from last year that didn't do well do you think people should buy this year because they're going to do well?
I think it's just all intuition. I mean, you could do your homework and listen to what other people say, or you could be that guy who's like, well, Anthony Richardson value is way down and he's still going to be a starting quarterback, I think. A lot of it is what you feel. The real value, the big hits are going to be where you have faith in places that other people don't, where other people are trying to dump things before they're worthless and you think you're buying on the low. One of the best ways to get up in the hobby is to make really good speculative investments. For example, the quarterback class from 2 years ago, there's a lot of guys that are kind of shaky. If you have a lot of confidence in Will Levis or Aiden O'Connell or someone else, you can buy those guys dirt cheap right now. You could also get caught with a whole bunch of Will Levis cards that nobody wants at some point, but that's where you have to balance how you look at the market versus how you actually look at this sport. If you're a hardcore football fan, I think you can make better speculative purchases because you're watching these people play. And if you're not watching basketball, you should be a little bit more cautious with your purchases because you don't know how much of the hype is just something you're hearing about. And if you see it for yourself and you know the sport, you can make better buys. If you have a full-time buyer who's buying every sport in the off season, you're gonna win.
Buy your winter jacket in the summer.
That's exactly what it is. I made a huge mistake not selling Breece Hall last year because I bought a bunch of his stuff dirt cheap and he was so hyped up. A card I paid $100 for in the summer, beginning of the season, it's $300. Now the card's worth $100 again, if even, maybe $80, you know what I mean? But that's me being stupid, holding on to Jets that I should have posted on eBay and doubled and tripled my money. Can't have any heart in this.
That PC gotcha.
That's the biggest problem is like, you can't be buying if you're gonna buy stuff that you want. You need to have someone else buying or you're never gonna be successful. If you have new products, like if you have new inserts that this is the first year for them, you might wanna move them along while they have value because we don't really know how long an Uptown or how long a Sizzle is really gonna maintain that value.
Do you think Saquon Barkley is going to have the Madden curse this year?
Does that still go on?
I mean, Allen got hurt. He played hurt.
He plays hurt every year.
I mean, not this year. Not when he's MVP winning the Super Bowl. But anyway, that wasn't the question.
So you're saying that the Madden curse is alive because Josh Allen won the MVP when he was on the cover?
He was hurt, though. He would have won the Super Bowl if he wasn't hurt. I'm just saying. Don't worry about it.
No, you're not squeezing that in.
No, it's
Now
close.
we're going from Madden cover to you making excuses. Like,
I didn't make an excuse. I'm just saying that's what happened. It's not my excuse. There's no excuse.
never mind if he got hurt because of Madden. We'll take that. I'll give you that. You're going to sit here and tell me that
I'm going to sit here and tell you he's so great that even though he was hurt because of Madden, he became the MVP.
They would have won the Super Bowl if he wasn't injured. That's what you're telling me.
Just stop. Is Saquon going to be hurt this year? Just
Well,
answer.
I think the Jets definitely would have won the Super Bowl if Aaron Rodgers didn't get injured in the first place.
He wasn't on the Madden cover. That's not what this is about. Saquon Barkley, you think he's going to get hurt? Do you think something bad's going to happen?
I don't care about Madden.
Oh, you know what I didn't mention about curses? The Bills are on Hard Knocks this year.